If people were told to get in cattle cars to be taken to virus protection camps, most of you would rush to get in line. Sir, are you really comparing this quarantine for a dangerous disease to Auschwitz? What? What?
Time is running out. Can you feel it ticking onwards? Time is running out. You can't turn back, only forwards.
How's it going, everybody? And welcome back to another Insane People Facebook, the try not to get mad challenges of Reddit. Oh boy, are we in for a treat today. With everything going on, there's a lot of crazy people out there that just really want to have their word in. Before we start, I just wanted to mention something. The microphone I've been using, this is a Blue Yeti. I've been having a lot of problems with it recently. I've been having occasionally crackly audio or just various different issues. It keeps having a fit with my Discord. It's super sensitive, so anything in the background gets picked up and I have to deal with that in post and various problems like that. So I really want to get a new microphone, but I'm not going to be able to afford to get a new one for a couple of months. So if you would like to support me and help speed up the process that I can save for a new microphone, I have a Patreon down below. And I would very much appreciate it if people wanted to help contribute to me getting a new microphone. Don't feel like you have to. You by no means need to. I'm going to end up getting it anyway. This is just a way to help me get it faster and to increase the quality of my content sooner. But it's going to happen anyway, so by no means should you feel that you need to. Again, I've mentioned this before, I'm not locking any content off behind a paywall or anything like that. All of my content is going to be public. My Patreon is going to be entirely for if you want to support me. Anyway, Insane People Facebook, let's get into it. It was amazing to go to Belfast, which does not yet have 5G, and feel the earth, sky, air, human experience. Feel the way it did in the 1970s. Calm, still, peaceful, restful, natural, full of mushrooms, LSD, and psychedelic drugs, and punk rock, and riots, and racism. What a great time it was. Look, if you're going to talk about how great the past was and how much better the past was, at least remember the negatives as well, because not everything was great. And 5G is completely safe and there's nothing wrong with it. I can, if you want, I'll put in the description a couple of links to studies and various, different websites that talk about how there is actually nothing wrong with 5G, because there isn't anything wrong with it. And if there was, it wouldn't be put everywhere and made available to everyone to use. To cut a long story short of one of the things I read, people are worried about the radiation that they're given off by 5G. You will get more radiation from having a single pocket radio in a room than you would from having a room full of people all with 5G phones. So, it's not a problem. I hate seeing men happy. I watched this entire video with a straight face. I hope the virus kills you. You first, bitch. I hate seeing men happy. That's just psychotic. No, I just hate all men. The guy saying that she should die, okay, that's just argument worthy. But hating all men feels like a real weird thing. I mean, do you work for BuzzFeed? Is that what you're trying to tell everyone? Are you coming out and saying, I work for BuzzFeed, I'm so sorry, friends and family? Or, I don't get it. I mean, you kind of need men for humanity to continue and to exist, so without us, you're gonna have some issues. That's all I'm saying. Plus, I don't understand where the whole thing of all men are evil even came from. I know loads of dudes that are just nice people, I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Facebook Marketplace is a different world. Are you still selling the 30-inch TV? No, sorry, I sold it a few days ago. How about $200? I sold it, sorry. $250? I literally don't have it. Then don't waste my time. At what point did he waste your time? At the point where the first message he sent you was, it's not available? You guys, there is no correlation between 5G and COVID-19. Why do I even have to say this? It's probably not good for us long term. However, neither is any of the other crap we're slowly killing us with. And it has nothing to do with COVID-19. Try and keep up, okay? You don't know that. The studies aren't out yet. What's your proof? Alex Jones said so. Isn't Alex Jones the guy that yelled about the chemicals in the water turning the frogs gay?
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand that? Turn the friggin' frogs gay. Serious crap. Gay. Frogs, friggin' frogs. It's not funny. I'm gonna say it real slow for you. Gay. Frogs.
I just wanna say a little thing right here about what exactly COVID-19 is. Because COVID-19 is a coronavirus. And a lot of people don't know what a coronavirus is and just assume that that's just the name of this specific virus. And actually, coronavirus isn't a specific virus, it is a type of virus that is a type of virus that comes from animals and is then able to infect humans. That is the definition of coronavirus. A lot of them come from bats and other such animals, but supposedly it's thought that this one comes from a pangolin. If a virus was caused by 5G, it wouldn't be a coronavirus. It would be something else. What is 5G going to do to cause a virus? How would that even happen? Radiation kills bacteria. Have you not heard of the fact that literally the way they clean medical equipment in hospital is using radiation? It's not going to make a virus evolve and just... It's so dumb. I don't know why I'm even having to say this. You people should know this. It's not even like complicated science. This is like secondary school level biology that you take in like year 8 before you have the option to not do biology. That's the level we're talking here. Americans need to know date certain when this will end. The uncertainty for businesses, parents, and kids is just not sustainable. Hi Laura, I just spoke to the coronavirus, and it told me it will stop killing people on Thursday, April 16 at 1 p.m. The virus is asking if that works for you, or would you like to move it to noon? Yeah, sorry, did you forget the fact that it's literally a quarantine caused by a virus? How do you think we're gonna know when that ends? And the issue is that if we close quarantine too early, we get hit by a wave that's a lot bigger than we could possibly hope to avoid. The idea of a quarantine is that you avoid those big waves. I'm sorry if it's a problem for your day-to-day life, but at the same time, the alternative is sacrificing a couple of million people in America alone. How many people need to die for people to realize this? Think for yourself, people. We did not even have COVID-19 until the impeachment didn't work. Then a man-made disease was released to destroy our economy. This has liberals and Democrats written all over it. When did the Trump impeachment start? I'm gonna look this up. So the Trump impeachment started 18th of December 2019. Now COVID-19 was discovered in 2019, hence why it has 19 in it. I can't imagine it would have been much later than December, otherwise it would be called COVID-20. The 19 in COVID-19 corresponds to the year it was discovered in, which means yes, it did exist before they tried to impeach Trump, you ignorant fool. I found this on my daughter's phone. She's 16 and vaccinated herself. Is this a pro-Satan propaganda? Yes, it is. But why do you think that just because she's vaccinated, she's a Satanist all of a sudden? Oh, sorry. I just can't with that. Whew. Amazing how there have been 0 mass shootings. Gun sales are up 309% in America. Almost like guns are not the problem. Sorry, but explain to me how there's going to be a mass shooting if there are no crowds to shoot. This is a message recorded in post. Here is a list of all of the mass shootings that have happened in America in 2020, showing that even though I mentioned in this video that there hadn't been any mass shootings because everyone's inside and gun sales are up, there have still been a ridiculous amount of mass shootings. Like, I mean, there were multiple almost every day. There is definitely a problem. I'm not gonna go into it too much. You guys already know my stance on guns is that guns are pretty bad and that we shouldn't really have them. But the reason that there haven't been any mass shootings isn't because of guns themselves. It's because schools are closed, shops had been closed, cafes are closed, people aren't allowed out on the streets, really. You know, there's not really any crowds to be shot down, which is why there haven't been any mass shootings. But if crowds were around, then there would have been mass shootings, and sure, gun sales don't really have an impact in that, but at the same time, if nobody has guns, then nobody's going to be doing the shooting, hence why we didn't have to worry about that in England before everything happened. Newsflash, the survival rate for coronavirus is 98.2%, but this positive information doesn't make headline news. Wonder why? Because 1.8% of Canada's population, 37 million, is still 666,000 people. How many people are you willing to sacrifice from your own family to fill this statistic? Exactly! This is what I'm saying. These people, for some reason, just feel like they need to sacrifice other people so they can live their lives normally, but it's going to impact everyone, not just you. And if you have no precautions in place, your healthcare systems are going to be so overwhelmed that the death toll is going to be much higher because the healthcare system can't deal with people that are suffering. That's going to be the issue. Not to mention, here's a little bit of food for thought. The coronavirus survival rate is 98%, right? If I gave you a bag of Skittles, say a bag with 100 Skittles in it, or 100 chocolate buttons, or 100 cookies, something along those lines. I gave them to you, there's 100 of them, and I said 98% of these are safe. 2% of these, so 2 cookies, are guaranteed to kill you. You're probably not going to take that risk and just not eat the cookies. I mean, I wouldn't. I don't think it's worth dying over having that gamble. I'd rather just not get it in the first place. Good, some people are paying attention. British 5G towers are being set on fire because of coronavirus conspiracies. There is no correlation. There's literally none. It doesn't make sense. You people are so dumb. Oh, it's worse than the autism stuff. Trump warned America about coronavirus in the speech that Pelosi tore up. No, he didn't. That's not what happened at all. I don't know what she tore up. There might even be confirmation of what she tore up. I don't know. But I know for a fact that it's not that. And if Trump was really worried about the coronavirus and knew about it in advance, don't you think he might have mentioned it regardless of whether a speech was torn up? Because I think he would have, unless he is the problem. See, you guys are all talking about how Trump is the savior of the coronavirus and how he's the one that is going to save everybody, and it's the Democrats and the liberals that are the problem. But if Trump warned America about it in a speech that was torn up, then he knew it was going to happen. And he didn't warn America about it when he knew it was going to happen just because a piece of paper was torn up? I'm starting to think that maybe Trumpy boy here is actually a bad guy, and I think he wanted America to get the virus. Everyone who thinks that this COVID-19 is airborne needs to do some serious research. I have already had 2 doctors telling me it's not airborne. It has to be injected like a flu shot for you to get it. No, no, that's not how that works. Granted, the virus isn't airborne, it is transmitted through liquid, but when you sneeze, have you ever sneezed into your hand and noticed how your hand is now wet? That is because you sneeze out liquid. Same when you cough. The virus itself isn't airborne, meaning it isn't a virus that can survive on the wind. It can't be blown around by the wind and caught through breathing in contaminated air. But if you cough, you send out a mist of liquid that the virus can survive in. If you already have the virus, it is in that liquid. So if you were to cough in the vicinity of someone and they were to breathe in the spray that you send out or have that spray land on their face, then that is how it is spread by being airborne. So it isn't by definition airborne, but it can still be transmitted at a distance. It doesn't have to be sent through a vaccine or a flu shot. I hope you guys are keeping up here. I will not be wearing a mask. The government can kiss my ass. This has gone on long enough. Our freedoms are being stripped and we must make a stand. Enough is enough, America. Enough. Have you ever noticed how these people that are complaining about America stripping their rights also seem to support Trump? Because if America is stripping your rights, then he's the guy that's doing it. He's in charge. Why does no one make that link? Also, wearing a mask isn't going to protect you against the virus because it is a smaller virus than the mask. The mask is made up of threads that have gaps in them that are bigger than the virus, therefore the virus can slip through. The idea of the mask isn't to stop you catching it, it's to stop you spreading it. If you have the virus, you wear the mask so that when you cough, you don't send out a spray, the cough is caught by the mask. If someone coughs on you and you're wearing the mask, you're still going to catch it through the mask. I hope I'm educating people on how this stuff kind of works, because really people need to know this, because it's important when there's literally a pandemic. Funny how everybody with a degree is sitting at home right now, and the trades are running this entire nation. Everybody with a degree, you mean apart from engineers who are working on equipment for doctors, the doctors themselves who are working on helping patients and developing cures. I mean, there are definitely people with degrees out there still trying to help the world. I don't think you thought this through. Have you heard of a doctorate? In 1 hour, more than 1 million people will be meditating. State your intent to use this meditation as a tool to shift the planet into the most optimal timeline and as a tool to completely remove the coronavirus. Hold up. So this woman is saying that 1 million people meditating, we can shift ourselves into another timeline, another dimension? Are you saying that we are Time Lords? I was not prepared for this to go all Doctor Who. I'm in, guys. If this works, I want in. Hate to break this to all of the morons who call themselves journalists. COVID literally stands for Chinese-originated viral infectious disease, and the number 19 is due to this being the 19th virus to come out of China. No, it's not, sir. That is not even close to being correct. First of all, the 19 is because it was discovered in 2019, and I'm pretty sure the COVID has a different name. I'm going to look it up because I cannot remember. I have looked this up before though. Basically, the 19 is for the year it was discovered. When it emerged, the virus was known as a novel strain of the coronavirus family. Scientists gave the strain the interim name of 2019 N for novel, COV, accounting for the year of its discovery, its status as a novel virus, and its family name, COV. So yeah, it's because it's a coronavirus, and it was discovered in 2019. That's where the name COVID-19 comes from, you absolute pleb. Kudos for his creativity for inventing the Chinese-originated viral infectious disease. Why? Okay, if it was a Chinese-invented disease, don't you think COVID would stand for something in Chinese, not English? And also, why does it have both viral and infectious? They mean the same thing. COVID-19 tip. If you run out of food, look for houses with a Vote Bernie sign. They don't have guns. And this is the reason that I'm anti-gun. Because people like this are gun owners. Do I need to say more? If someone like this can't legally obtain a gun, chances are they're not going to try and obtain it illegally, because why would they take that risk? Why do people think that people like this not having guns is a bad thing? 5G launched, COVID-19 2019. 4G launched, H1N1 2009. 3G launched, influenza. Hold on. Wait. 3G didn't launch in 1998. Hold on. Did 3G launch? June 2003. The 3G one is not correct, and they clearly made that one up just so that it would match the pattern, I guess. The introduction of radio waves definitely didn't cause the Spanish flu. There isn't a pattern there. They're making this up. It's stupid and it's not true. Every time the world gets an upgrade on its electromagnetic field, it messes people breathing up clearly. What? That was not grammar. First of all, the whole Earth has an electromagnetic field, hence why we have a North and South Pole. Second of all, diseases aren't caused by radio waves. That's not how viruses work. Why do these people think that that's a thing? Did these people not go to school? I thought school was mandatory. That was the last post. Guys, COVID-19 is a problem, and you should be taking precautions for it. I know that it's causing problems in a lot of people's lives at the moment, but in my comments alone, people are having problems with it and suffering from it. So the precautions are important. Old people should not be sacrificed so that you can go to the pub. Take your precautions against it because it's a pandemic. It's not caused by 5G, and it will go away, and 5G will still be there as proof that it's not causing it. These people saying that there's a correlation forget that 4G still exists, 3G still exists, but the illnesses that were supposedly caused by them no longer exist. There's no correlation there. Thank you for watching, guys. If you want to support me in making these videos and help me get a new microphone, I have a Patreon in the description below. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I have more subreddit videos on this specific subject and others. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Peace out.